Hi and welcome back to Mind Flux's YouTube channel. My name is Michael Penman, and what we're going to be doing today is taking another adventure into Massive X. So we've already previously done a kick drum and a analog bass. Today we are going to be looking at a clap. And Massive X is a perfect place to build your claps. Very similar to Serum, it has a huge range of brilliant noise algorithms. Also, like Serum again, you can adapt and control the LFOs, or in Massive X's case, the performer. What we will do is start by loading in a new MIDI track and load it in Massive X. I've already got mine set up. What I need to do now is, first of all, let's just set up the MIDI clip to play our standard clap pattern. And obviously this is just going to play the saw, which you get when you load in Massive X. We don't want to use the initial preset, so like in the other videos, what we're going to be doing is going up to Quick Start and then initializing Massive X. The only disadvantage of doing this is the fact that it blanks it out. So then you need to go to the routing. I'm not going to be using the oscillators, but I always feel from just a few kind of examples, you know, you might build a clap and then suddenly want to layer some sort of waveform in there just to add an extra edge. But if you haven't previously plugged in the oscillators, then that is impossible. Well, maybe not impossible, but it takes a bit of time. So let's just load our noise and our oscillators into A. I like to have a distortion unit before the filter, just in case you want to add any crunch, but don't want all the high end to be completely distorted. So then you can use the filter to filter that out. So next I'll have the inserts. I'm not sure I'm going to use that many inserts, but I am definitely going to be using these effects over here. We might want to use the feedback. So let's just bring that over here. Probably not, but might as well have it in there. Just like I said before, it's good to have things just plugged in. Okay, so now we're ready and we will be continuing to get sound, but it will be this saw wave. First thing, whoop, that goes away. We're going to be using both noise generators. So we're going to be wanting to control the levels from time to time, track to track. We're also going to be wanting to control the pitches. So I'll just quickly name these. So we'll put one after it or before. There is a little bit of a bug at the moment, so sometimes the naming doesn't quite work properly, but there we go. So let's just bring these levels up. I'm going to start with white noise, because that's always a good place to start with a clap. Okay, second one, if we just have a look into the different types we can have, there's probably going to be one as your eyes navigate down the list, and yes, analog clap. So let's bring that level up. It's very nice, and I'm just going to pitch one down just a little bit, and we can try and see how we can adapt that second analog clap, but I think it in dead center is perfect. So when you're trying to create a clap, you are starting with noise, which initially kind of almost sounds like a clap, but not quite. To enhance that even further, what we're going to be needing to look at is create a filter, which we have here, and I'm going to use Monarch. And what we're going to be using in terms of our filter type is bandpass. And this allows a smaller range of signal to be heard, and let's just have a listen and see where we need to place it. It's normally from about 1K to 5K, sounds very good. And the resonance can get more of that, for lack of a better word, nasally kind of sound in it, or kind of smack sound in it. This went too far. Cool. So again, let's map these to some macros, and I'll just beef it up a little bit with the gain. One thing I want to look at in the filter section is the keyboard tracking. And what this allows you to do is have the frequency be controlled by where you play it on your keyboard. And in terms of the clap's pitches are being controlled by these two parameters here. But you will kind of get almost like a pitch kind of style where we go up and down the keyboard. It'll go from being very light up at the top end to start getting a little duller and changed as you go down the keyboard. And I was just playing every C from C4 to C1. Now that is sounding closer to a clap, but I think rather than just having a standard clap where it's a one initial hit, I would like to do something similar to the 808, 909 and 707s. And that is where you have multiple claps playing at once. So in the 808's case, there is 3 plus the last bit of release. So technically there is 4. And the envelopes aren't going to be useful here. What will be useful is our performers. So like in Serum, that is like your LFO section. So let's just localize it on this first bar. We're not going to want it to loop, so we need to go into the settings. I don't want the remote on. I'm going to have the key launch on and one shot. So now let's just play that and start setting this up. So like any other modulator in Mass Effects, you need to tell it what to do. The only one that is actually going anywhere without any routing or moving these little arrows is number 1, which is dedicated to the amplitude. So the amplitude is where we want to go. So first turn it down and take your performer 2. You can use 1 or 3, but I'm just going to use 2 and load that in there. So now let's just play it again. So you can see that every time a clap is playing, because we have it in one-shot mode and not loop, it will loop this little section. So now what I need to do is start setting up this clap. So we need our 3 initial hits. So I'm going to use 6, 8, and 3. Just keep it nice and tight. And let's just localize this back on 1 bar. So what you're going to be using is this editing tool, almost like a down saw. And you're just going to place a bit there. And you can hear there we're getting an initial hit. Here's your second one. Here's your third one. Like I said, on the fourth one, you're going to have it there. But what you're going to want to do is stretch out to get your release. You can also, if you want, come out of here, edit the actual release. So what you're going to want to do here is map the rate as well as the level. So that's obviously how much effect it's going to have. And the rate, you can speed up that clap or slow it down. Like all these different other macros, that gives you a huge level of control over your sound from track to track. So now what we're going to do is set up some of our insert effects. So like I said earlier on, I always like to use distortion. And I think what I'm going to want to use is maybe one of these other ones. I tend to just leave it on that one, but let's just explore some of these different other distortion types. So let's just drive it. I always like to send stuff like drive all the way full, or like if you're in reverb or delay, the feedback and decay, just so you can clearly hear what's going on, and then we can just dial it back. So let's just go through these different algorithms. I think hard clip's probably the best one there. And if you want to hear it without the filter on it, you can just switch the filter off and hear what it's actually doing. So it's just driving it a bit before it goes into that filter. Okay, so now some more distortion with our non-linear lapse. Maybe not hard clip in this point, maybe just soft clip. That's nice. Again, let's map this to a macro. I think the last thing we need here is some reverb. Add a bit of space to it. Yeah, very nice. Again, let's just map that. The reason why I'm not dropping it on the actual parameter is so I can actually control the range. I don't want it going over 50%. Okay, so there you have it. We have created a clap using MassFX. Remember, once you've done this, to export all the different parts and different claps you make. Once you've exported them, change some of the macros, export again. And also, once you've done that, try changing the different algorithms and see what you get. So there you go, another clap. And I can change the rate, distortion amount, the frequency, and all these different kind of parameters and get millions and millions and millions of different claps. So there you have it. We've created a clap using MassFX. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and set up alerts in case you want to see them right away.